All right, well, what is up, guys? We are back with the results of week 2. It was a wild week. Some good games, some okay games, some
Unexpected
frustrating
ones.
games. Let's just go top to bottom here. So first, or actually, I should start out with how I'm gonna do it is 1 is gonna be a win, and then 0 is gonna be a loss. So I'm on the left hand side, and then Raging Titans on the right hand side. So this first game here, San Francisco they blew out Cincinnati pretty badly.
Yeah.
That was I mean that was a game. I have no words for that. You want to talk anything about that? About
Just
your pick?
surprised that I'm surprised Cincinnati didn't put up enough points. Thought it would have been a lot more closer.
Especially the way they played Seattle last week.
Yeah.
But maybe San Francisco's a real deal this year. I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Next game here, Dallas and Washington. Obviously, Dallas just flat out destroyed them, and I thought Washington was gonna have a good year, but obviously Dallas was doing pretty good, and then Dak had almost the perfect passer rating. What was it, like the second quarter onward or something like that?
Yeah, he had I think it was 14 out of 15 completion.
Because he threw an interception, and then after that he just went God mode.
Spot on. Yeah.
So obviously you got that one right. I thought Washington would upset, but obviously they didn't. So. And then this next game, which I loved watching the highlights for, which was the Indy and Titans game, and is it Jacoby, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love watching him play, and I love how good he did. And he brought him back, so that was a real fun game to watch for me. I guess I should have asked. Do you want to say anything about the Dallas or the Indy game?
I guess starting off with the Indy game, I mean, Jacoby Brissett, proves that he can play. So I think he stepped in good for Andrew Luck.
I think he did too. I mean, the way he's playing, they still might be a playoff team, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Watching
I
how
think
it
they're
is.
2-0, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe they are, which is crazy. You have anything for the Dallas game?
Kind of expected Dallas to blow them out of the water.
That's where I was wrong. Obviously they didn't, but
No, but
it was really Dallas looked like they was controlling the game the whole time.
mm-hmm.
So next here we have Seattle and the Steelers. Big Ben, obviously, I don't know if you saw this today, but it was released today that he's going to be out. Yep, he's out for the season. What was it? His arm or something? I believe
His elbow, his throwing elbow.
Yeah, so he's out. And their backup. I don't know who it was.
Rudolph?
Is that who it was?
Mason Rudolph, I think.
Okay, I I don't know anything about these backups, but he was playing really good, and
he actually kept him in it.
Yeah, he did keep him in it, and obviously Russell Wilson's just Russell Wilson, so Russell Wilson will do his thing and just sling it. But I'm surprised at how well Pittsburgh did after being basically shut out last week against the Patriots. So. Yeah, what do you want to say about that?
Just watching Seattle's rookie receiver DK Metcalf. I mean, dude's big. Definitely gonna be a big force when I guess when he's double teamed, he's a pretty good force to slow down.
Oh yeah, he's a rookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely fun to watch. Keeping it going, we have the Bills defeating the Giants, and I surprised you picked the Giants. I don't remember you picking the Giants. Or yeah, maybe I think well that's what I have on my score sheet here.
Yeah, I picked New York.
Okay.
Thought they would have put Daniel Jones in.
Oh, I thought they would have too. I think, I mean, when Eli gets hurt, I mean, the coaching staff and the owner are going to see, Daniel Jones can play just as good, if not better than Eli, as he is right now. Obviously, prime Eli, in his prime, he's one of the best quarterbacks. But right now, Eli is showing his age, and I think you just got to put the rookie in, and let him do his thing.
Yeah.
And then wasn't
literally the only good one on that team I think right now is Saquon.
yeah, it's basically the Saquon Giants. But wasn't the all 4 touchdowns by the Bills? It was all running, wasn't it?
I think Josh Allen threw 1 and ran for 1.
Yeah, and then the running back got 2 other. I forget the running back's name. I always want to say LaShawn McCoy, but it's not him anymore. I don't know what it is, but I believe they had like three rushing touchdowns, I believe, for that. So, and then this next game, we both called it. It was gonna be a mass murder, which was the Patriots in Miami, 43-0. And fun fact, CBS actually pulled the game on their station, like around the U.S. They pulled the game and put on the Bills and Giants game with 10:45 left in the Pats Miami game because of how bad Miami was doing. So they ended up switching it over. CBS ended up pulling the plug on that. But I mean, there's not really a lot to say here. Antonio Brown scored a touchdown. I think he had 4 receptions, I believe,
for 50-some yards,
something like that, and a touchdown. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Fitzpatrick threw 3 interceptions, I think.
3 interceptions, yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it was surprising watching the highlights. It was like towards the end of the second quarter before halftime. It's like a minute left, and it's only 7-0.
Was it really?
So that was kind of, yeah.
I didn't watch the highlight for the game because I'm like, I don't really care about seeing New England score 50 times.
And Miami's been outscored 102-10 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy. That shows they are bottom of the barrel right now. They're the 32nd best team in the NFL right now. I mean, you can't get worse.
And a lot of people want to get out.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised Fitzpatrick is still starting though. I think you should let Josh Rosen start. See what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can bring him out of the hole. I mean, you never know.
Or they'll tank for Tua.
Yeah, that's probably what the coaching staff is thinking. Moving on, we have the Texans and Jaguars, and I did not see this playing out like it did. Obviously, Texans. We both picked the Texans, and they did beat the Jags, but. Who's the backup for the Jags?
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Minshew. He brought him back. He played surprisingly well, and obviously, I mean this is one of one of the games where I would have rather have just gone for one to tie it up and go into OT than risk
A 2-point conversion.
a
failing.
2-point conversion. So I don't know why I would have rather taken it in OT, especially the way Gardner was playing towards the end of that game. I mean, he well, even the whole game, he was playing spectacularly. So I would have just, trusted in the defense and put the ball in Gardner's hands, or whoever won the coin toss. But obviously they decided, let's go for 2 and run the ball. So that's
surprising.
Yeah, that was really surprising. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Gardner played really good. I think he's a good backup for Jacksonville. I think he can handle well. I think they'll win next week.
I don't even know who they verse next week, but I think so too.
I don't either.
Watch it be like the Patriots or something.
Oh, screw that.
Oh no, wait, they play Carolina. No, not Carolina. The Titans on Thursday. That's right. I forgot they were the Thursday night game. All right, moving on. We have Green Bay and Minnesota, and I have my own thoughts and opinions on a separate video, which already went up yesterday. Wow. So I don't really have a lot to say here. I got frustrated watching that game.
Yeah, same.
I
mean, especially when you're up 21-0 and then you just give up.
Yeah, then
16 points and can't put up anything. I mean,
and
defense held you in the game.
Yeah, we literally won because of the defense. I mean, obviously Kirk Cousins threw he threw 2 interceptions, and then they should have had 5 more interceptions.
He had a fumble too.
And a fumble. No, he fumbled back to back. So I mean, I don't know why you would run again. Oh no, I guess he got sacked, didn't he? I have.
Well, it just goes to show that, they probably took Atlanta for granted. Week 1.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, we head into Green Bay. I mean, we'll do the same thing. But if you look at that game against Atlanta, Kirk Cousins only threw the ball 10 times.
Yeah.
And the running game pretty much held him in the game.
Yeah, going into the Green Bay game, I knew, obviously Dalvin Cook is an amazing running back, but I mean, going in, I knew they were going to shut down the run. They were going to make him throw, just like they made Mitch Trubisky throw last week. I mean, that's what you got to do with these quarterbacks that don't throw a lot. You got to make them throw. You got to be able to stop the run. And obviously, Dalvin Cook had that 75-yard touchdown. But other than that, I think his longest play was 25 yards besides that touchdown. So, I mean, they held him in check the whole game. But, I mean, on offense, I don't know why they basically just, running 3 downs and punted. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Detroit and the Chargers. And I don't think neither of us had on Detroit winning that game, which was very surprising. And I didn't even watch the highlights for it, so I don't know if they came back or what. But, I mean, they're the second overall in the NFC North. I mean, a tie and a win. It's better than 2 losses or a win and a tie. Or a win and a loss. So I mean, they're technically second overall in the NFC North right now. But
the NFC North's always usually close too.
Oh yeah. Usually Lions are on the bottom of the barrel, but maybe this year they'll be better. I mean, you never know. We're only 2 weeks in, so. You have anything else to say about that one?
I didn't. I barely watched the highlights of that one, so
yeah,
just surprising overall.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised that. I mean, Phillip Rivers must have just played bad. They must have just had no offense at all. Moving on, we got Baltimore and the Cardinals, and I did kind of watch this, and Kyler Murray was kind of bringing them back towards the end, but little late to start a comeback. So
Yeah, and he threw pretty good. He had 350 some yards.
oh yeah, I bet you a lot of that was to Larry Fitzgerald.
Well, he only had 4 catches though.
Oh, did he really?
Mm-hmm. But for 100 yards, but
Yeah, but
But
Lamar Jackson went off. He went off. So
yeah, he's gonna be scary when he gets in playoff mode.
oh yeah. I mean if Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the NFL, I think he would be MVP this year. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be MVP.
If he stays consistent
Yeah.
with the pass and running.
Yep. So we'll see about that, but I think he's up there for at least second place.
And Baltimore, I think Baltimore plays Kansas City next week.
Do they?
I think.
Oh, they do. All right,
That's
that'll
gonna
be a
be a
fun game to watch. Final thoughts on that before we move on?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's get into this game of the week because oh my god. Breeze. Again, I don't know if you saw this today, but Breeze is out for I believe
Got
6
injured?
weeks. Yeah, he hurt his wrist. I believe. So he's out for like 6 weeks. I mean, the Rams they ran all over the Saints yesterday, and I mean I thought that this would be a closer game for one, and I thought the Saints were going to come out on top because I mean last year at the the NFC Championship game, I thought they wanted revenge, but I guess I guess they just wanted to sit down and not care. Because I mean the Rams just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah, and even Clay Matthews played pretty good too.
Oh, did he? I didn't watch a lot of the highlights, so I didn't really. What is he still 52 or what number is he now? Because I didn't like.
He's still 52.
Okay, because I didn't pay too much attention to like that, but I knew that Breeze got injured, and that the defense was just torn apart, or the Saints defense was torn apart. But that I was surprised. That's probably the biggest surprise of this week for me was this game right here.
I'm surprised by their QB decision to put Bridgewater in. I thought they would have put Hill in because I personally think he's better.
Yeah, I mean, well, when was Bridgewater? Didn't he played one game last year? And then
Yep.
And then I think he must have played preseason, but I mean he hasn't had a lot of snaps in a couple of years, so this will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, since like Minnesota.
Yeah, this will definitely be interesting to see what happens now that Breeze is out. I don't know if they will make the playoffs this year now because of that. So I mean unless. I don't know how easy of a schedule they have this year, so I guess I can't say. But I mean, with Breeze out for a quarter of the season, third of the season, I mean, I don't know how much hope you have left. So
Very little. I mean, that NFC South is pretty good.
yeah, and I mean, because Tampa, I feel like. Could be a wild card team. The way they played against Carolina. I don't know how about Carolina, but it'll definitely be a closer division now that the Saints are without their best player or their best QB. So,
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else to say about that?
No, I pretty much covered it.
All right. I mixed up. The Atlanta game should have been the last one, but let's talk about it because it's the next one on here. So, freaking Julio Jones with the last second heroics.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Philly was gonna win. I thought it came down, and then Julio Jones decides, you know what, I'm gonna start showing up, and I'm gonna start playing good, and I'm gonna score a touchdown. So, I got that one wrong. You got that one right. So that was a pretty good upset.
Finally.
I think you were the first one to get an upset right. I think.
Yeah, I should have picked Detroit.
I think we both should have. I didn't know. I thought.
I didn't realize they were that good.
I didn't either. I thought the Chargers were a lot better, but maybe last year was a fluke. So.
But
you got it.
For that Philly and Atlanta game, I think that Atlanta. I mean, their defense isn't terrible, but they just don't finish.
Yeah, they gotta.
Because I mean, at one point of the game, it was like 17-6. Atlanta was up, and then the end of the game, they're down.
they choked.
Like they don't finish.
Yeah, they choked, and luckily, it wasn't a Super Bowl 51 choke because they were able to score, but or was that 50? Now I don't even remember.
I think it was 50.
I mean, Tom Brady's been in the past 4 Super Bowls or something like that. So it's just Patriots versus whoever it was from the NFC. And then this next game, I was a little bit surprised. Mitch Trubisky pulled out the clutch for Chicago, and he 4th and 15. Threw a dot, wide open receiver, which I don't know how you leave someone that wide open with 3 yards from the nearest defender. And then, I mean, controversial, did the clock run out? Did it not? I don't know. I don't know.
I think he got the timeout before. He was calling timeout 1 second or whatever left.
But see, the thing I don't get is I feel like it should be the receiver has to be down on the ground because wasn't he calling timeout as he was going down? Right.
Yeah, which he should have waited because then the game would have been over then.
Yeah, because the game would have technically because I think he was doing it while the receiver was still going down, he wasn't on the ground yet as he was calling timeout. I think, but I don't know.
Which isn't right then.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's one of those weird calls, so I don't know what to call it, what to think of it. I mean,
but it was definitely bizarre.
It was really bizarre, and and here, I mean, this was the other game where it was. I mean, obviously they made a 2-point conversion, but I would have gone into because I think if they would have tied it up, I think the Bears or Matt Nagy would have just been okay, let's just kneel it and go into OT. But because they decided, or Denver decided to go for 2. I think that's kind of where their downfall was that I mean obviously that defense is it's okay. I personally, in my opinion, that their defense is overhyped, and I mean you have Joe Flacco on offense, but I don't see them as a Super Bowl contender. I mean, they may squeak in,
or even a
wild
playoff contender.
Yeah, I mean they might squeak in as a wild card contender, but I don't know what to say. I just think that Denver. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're as good as people make them out to be, and obviously they go from a top 10 defense of the Bears to a top 10, maybe even, I mean, you could probably make the argument for a top 3 defense for the Packers. And the Bears is probably a top 3 too. So you can make a contender that they're going from one top 3 to another top 3 defense back to back this week and next week when they go to Lambeau. So, I mean, they're being tested. And, I mean, obviously with the amount of experience Joe Flacco has, he might squeak them into a wild card spot. We'll see. Well, who knows? But I think. I mean, I got way off topic from this 2-point conversion, but I would have rather just probably gone for a field goal, tie it up, and then I think the Bears would have probably just kneeled it into OT. Same with that.
Or they would have done the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have. I mean, we don't know. We didn't live through that outcome where they tied up the game, so we have no idea what would have happened. But it was still a crazy, fun finish. But I think that whole timeout thing is a little controversial, and I guess there's no real definitive rule of, hey, he has to be down to call a timeout, but he's going down, so I don't know. It's one of those rules that I think they should pay more attention to. So that's that's just my opinion. That's what I think. But all right, let's move on to this Kansas City Oakland game, where we both thought Oakland would upset, and for that first quarter, it looked like they were going to, and then Patrick Mahomes, MVP, comes in and goes, "Now we're gonna break the touchdown record in the second quarter, throw for over 300 yards and all that. We got this." I mean, they basically had the game. It was over by halftime, pretty much. I mean,
yeah, nobody scored.
Yeah, but that was a fun game to watch, and I seriously thought I had faith in the Raiders after everything they've been through with Antonio Brown. I seriously thought, hey, they have a chance. I think they could be a better team, and then they were in the first quarter. And then Patrick Mahomes actually started trying. So,
well, and just to go with that, I think like any defense, they can't contain Mahomes. I mean, he's like not afraid to throw it. He gets it in such tight windows, and I think they just don't know how to guard him.
Yeah. Obviously, he hasn't faced like a top 10 defense yet, has he? Because who did they play last week?
Jacksonville.
So he hasn't faced like a top 10 defense yet. So I mean, that'll be interesting.
He's played against New England though.
But that was last season. But I mean, I'm talking about this year. Like, things could be a little different this year. So I mean, I don't know, but I think you are kind of right where they don't know how to stop him, and he's got so many weapons on offense that it's kind of hard to stop him.
People haven't even heard of.
Yeah. I mean, just kind of like New England. I mean, they pull out people out of nowhere and just go, all right, we're going to make him a stud. So, I mean, I would love to see I don't know if I want to see like a repeat of like a championship, but I would love to see like if they both make the wild card, or like imagine the Patriots make the wild card, but I would love to just see like Patrick Mahomes just destroy Tom Brady. I would love to see him get revenge for last year, especially because I mean he's the only reason why they went into OT. So I mean he's the only reason why they did that. So I mean I think this year they're better. They got is it Sammy Watkins now?
Yeah, he's good.
And then obviously Tyreek Hill will be back by the time playoffs come around. And then who else is out? I think isn't there someone else out? Like someone notable?
I don't think so.
Okay, but I think they're definitely just like the Patriots, probably 99% certainty that they're going to make the playoffs.
And they're stacked.
And they are they're not as stacked as Patriots, but they're probably the second most stacked team in the NFL. So,
I mean, their defense is questionable, but
yeah. I mean, they definitely have to step it up on defense, but as far as offensively, they're real good. So, any final thoughts on the Kansas City game or any game?
No.
No.
Just ready for the Browns and Jets one.
Oh yeah, that we'll have post game review and whatnot probably coming out tomorrow. So look out for that, and then probably we'll end up. Well, Wednesday we'll probably end up doing the week 3 predictions to get that out. So we actually get the Thursday night game out.
Yeah.
Because obviously we missed week 1 too. So. And then, I got some other ideas I'm going to throw around in the ring and just see what I want to do or what I want to come out like Friday or this weekend. So stick around, subscribe. We're going to have, a lot more videos coming. Obviously, I don't want this just centered around NFL. I want, gaming and all this other crap too so. But we'll talk to you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that. And we'll see ya.